Khihendron. You can call me Kai. I've posted or put up some videos of a similar kind prior, but I'm starting to shore up the specifics of certain builds, finding the utility in each one. So I wanted to post an updated video. I also added some tags. If you watch this and you think it's good content, the only thing I ask is that you put it into practice. I don't really care if you subscribe or comment or like or do anything. I'm not really trying to monetize this. I do this for fun because I love this game. That may change down the road if I can make, a shit ton of money with it, but who knows? Um, but either way, that's the only thing that I ask. That you send me a briefcase full of money. No, I'm just kidding. Um, do me a favor and just put this into practice when you're running um, public matches with your fire team. We really need to buff the performance of our fire team members because somebody at Ilphonic thinks that the fire team is underpowered right now. And we need to drastically increase the win rate for the fire team in order for our adversary to receive a good buff. Right now, the Predator and all of these lovely Predator mains that we have in the forums and so forth, they're not feeling the love. They're really not feeling the love. Predator is kind of underwhelming in certain respects. That's all that I ask. I just ask that you put this into practice. If you want to subscribe, I'm going to do more videos like this. Great. I'd love to have you on the stream, interact with you on the channel. I am always available to answer questions. If you have a question, please let me know. It would be my absolute pleasure to answer your question for you. And then I'm also on the official Ilphonic forums as Get to La Chapa. That's kind of a little bit of an homage to Ilphonic's Friday the 13th, the game, with La Chapa being the one of the fixer type counselors in that game. But anyway, this is just going to be a traversal through the menu. This will not be any gameplay. I'm just going to go into as much detail as I can to discuss the specific builds that make up and compose what I think are the deadliest and hardest to defeat fire teams in the game. So, without further ado, the first order of business, we will talk about what I call the royal flush. The royal flush. The reason why I call this the royal flush is because I like to gamble. So, if you want to bet money, let's do it. Anyhow, Dutch 87 leader specialization. He has a couple of options. Leader has the most utility in the full house build, or full house fire team build. Weapons don't matter. I've gotten really fond of the Merc recently. ZR55 is great. It's really good for doing a lot of damage to the Predator in a short period of time, especially if you're playing against a leaper, somebody who moves. The fire rate, the damage doesn't keep pace with these other weapons. The PDW is extremely strong at close range, and the Z06 is like having a second assault rifle. But if the Predator stays still for even a fraction of a moment, you're going to do quite a bit of damage with the ZR55. Field threat, frag grenade, thick skin, dexterous, OWLF trained. Speaking again about Dutch 87's passive damage reduction, he's got 10% mud damage resist and a 10% with OWLF trained, so that brings his damage reduction to 20% as long as you're mudded. That is further buffed with the second card, the King of Spades, right? If Dutch is the Ace of Spades, then this is the King of Spades. Field Medic support specialization. Support has two passive bonuses to the team you see at the bottom. Team ammo reserves and team proximity damage resist. That damage resistance is 20% within 20 meters. So if you are within 20 meters, which is actually a really fucking long distance, it's right around 60 feet. It's a lot. It's a lot of space. Stay within line of sight, and you're going to be tankier just by being around this sucker. Again, the weapons don't matter. Like I said, I've gotten really fond of the mercenary recently. But you could use anything. You could use any of these weapons, any of the assault rifles. If you're on a pre-made team, which I assume you are if you're watching this, You can use a sniper rifle as well. It really doesn't matter. Field Surret ammo bag medical kit. I think that this is good as the support because you're going to be carrying the bag for the rest of the team, and you're going to give them that 20% passive damage reduction. You're going to have med kits for them to top off all of their health, ammo bags if they spend a lot of time fighting the predator. Dexterous and OWLF trained. With Dexterous and Field Medic, you can pick up a down fire team member with more health in about 1 second. So I've done this in private matches against very skilled predators. And a tactic that predators like to use, that I like to use for just to throw that out there, is they will try to get a fire team member down and then put him out of action with the bow. It's not fast enough. As long as you're standing near your support and support is able to pick you up or able to get right on you as the predator is shooting you, you will stand up before the predator has a chance to put you down. It's really good. And then not only that, but you'll be picked up with enough health that you can't be put back down with anything but a headshot. And even then, it's going to be close. So Dexterous OWLF trained, so the support has a 10% passive damage reduction. And he's got 175 health to begin with, so it's great. So Ace of Spades, right? Ace of Spades, King of Spades. Now we're going to the Queen of Spades. That's right. All you assault queens out there. This is your damage dealer. Assault, deadly. As you can see, you have a bonus to bullet weapon damage and hipfire accuracy. Weapons don't matter. I'm not going to go through it again. Field Surret, medical kit, noisemaker. You could change this out. You could use a self-revive. You could bring an ammo bag. It honestly doesn't matter as long as you carry a Field Surret. Then you have Yautja's Bane. Yautja's Bane. And OWLF trained. 150 health with a 10% passive damage reduction. Plus the support. That's a 20%. Plus 10% is 30% passive damage reduction, just as long as you're standing near your fire team, your fellow fire team members, which you should be. And then you do a hell of a lot of damage. So 10%, I don't know exactly what the passives are for in terms of percentage, but I can tell you that the reaction you get from Preds when you start laying a clip of Merc ammunition on them is insane. They are quite startled. And the Royal Flush, what I would call the Royal Flush, is having 2 deadlies. Okay, so that sums it up. The Royal Flush, you're going to have Leader, Field Medic, 2 deadlies. Moving on to the Full House, I like to call it. It's the same thing with 1 deadly and 1 spotter. This is the build for your spotter. I gave him the ballistic mask just because I don't even know why, but Saw Z, excellent weapon for longer ranges. Field Surret, frag grenade, noisemaker. I run Gearhead, thick skin, and then Tracker, longer lasting predator spot. Now the spot duration is already buffed on the Recon class. Add on to Tracker, and it's about 7 seconds. The predator will have to completely disengage from combat and wait, and you'll know where they've run to. Spotter slows them down. It's like they're jumping on the moon. So not only can they do they have to run away for 7 seconds, but they don't run away as fast. And when they leap, it's like they're leaping on the moon. They are quantifiably slower, much easier to hit with this Saw Z. And if you have 2 of them, rip. R.I.P. in peace, man. I have, and they weren't great Preds. Although I won't say they're not great. They were learning. They were learning Preds. They were inexperienced Preds. I've played 2-man fire teams, gotten into games, and have soloed a predator, a Viking predator, on his own, on my own. Put him down by myself. The power of this build cannot be overstated. Recon spotter with Tracker is a 7-second mark that slows the predator down. He melees slower, he draws his weapon slower, he runs slower, he jumps, he leaps slower. more slowly. So let this find a place in one of your fire teams. If you're going to run the full house again, leader, field medic, a deadly, and a spotter. That's the full house. And then, so as long as everybody's clear on that, I'm going to move on to the final fire team build, which I call the three of a kind. Um, it honestly, it doesn't matter what specialization you run on this, as long as you coordinate amongst your team. You could run two Dutch amphibious or a Dutch amphibious and a Dutch reckless with one Dutch leader. But you're going to have three Dutches with this same loadout, thick skin dexterous and OWLF trained, and one field medic as the nucleus. Somebody very aptly pointed out that damage builds are great, but you don't do any damage if you're laying on the ground. And that is true. That's absolutely true. In the off chance that your field medic gets downed, you're going to have three big tanky dudes standing around him. Hopefully a couple of them can fight with somebody running dexterous and be able to pick them up. So that three of a kind, you're going to have 40% damage reduction on three of your fire team members. A 40% damage reduction on three of your fire team members, as long as they stay mudded. If you have one leader, you're going to have a DPS bonus. You can do. I don't really like. I don't really like either of these, reckless or fanatic. But if you're going to be fighting the predator, why not? You know, gain a temporary damage boost after receiving damage. It's fine. But I really like amphibious because of it takes away the need to ever mud, and then you run faster while you're in the water. So that's the three of a kind build. I'm gonna work on trying to find some other prevailing metas in here, things that are extremely powerful. But just to go over again, I'll show you one more time all of these builds. Take liberty with the weapons. Use your favorite ones. Use anything but this one, even though this thing's recoil is so nice. Oh god, it's so wonderful. And honestly, the assault deadly bonuses along with Bane make this weapon extremely viable now. But there are other damage, higher damage weapons that are better in my opinion. So you can do whichever weapons you would like. Field Surret, frag grenade. Use whichever kit you would like. Always take a Field Surret. Thick skin, dexterous, OWLF trained. Your field medic is right here. Dexterous, OWLF trained again. Running up, booping a guy on the nose, picking him right up. You got your deadly, right? So you either run two deadlies for the royal flush, or you run a spotter for the full house. And then you've got your three of a kind, which would be one field medic and three Dutches. Three Dutch 87s, should I say. But with that being said, I am here to answer any questions. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message, or I don't actually even know how YouTube works. That's how unfamiliar with it that I am. But if you would like, I am, iron sharpens iron. So if you are a good pred, a good fire team member, I would love to play with you. I would love to learn with you. Maybe teach you a few things. I would absolutely jump at that opportunity. So I hope this has been helpful. And if it has, go ahead, subscribe, do whatever you would like. It honestly doesn't matter. But like I said, I'm not trying to monetize this. I'm not really trying to monetize this. Instead of any donations, just give somebody that you know that's out of work a little bit of money, or call them up, or do something like that. This coronavirus pandemic has just been terrible for everybody. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed. I can go over some more builds in future videos. These are just the other ones that you see: Fanatic, Duelist, Unleashed. None of those are entirely proper, but there's definitely a perk hierarchy, and I think you can probably pick up which ones I think have a place on certain builds. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I hope this has been helpful, and please put it into practice. Watch this video. Know that I've played this game since launch. And I want my adversary to be strong because right now we are the power role in the game as fire team members. And I don't think it should be that way. Have a good one, guys.